Hi, my name is Sarah Stock, and I'm here to inform you about Anne Green. Anne Green was an ordinary woman who lived in the 16th century. She was faced with a punishment that changed her life forever. Anne Green was a servant to King Thomas Reed, and Sir Thomas had a grandson named Gregory Reed who seduced Anne Green. Anne Green became pregnant, and Mr. Reed turned her down when she told him. Anne Green tried to hide her pregnancy and tried to avoid any contact with anyone. As a result of her pregnancy, the baby was born premature. It was a baby boy. The baby boy was found dead, and the mother, Anne Green, was accused of infanticide. She was then sentenced to be hung. That day of her hanging, she had to climb up to the gallows, and when she climbed up there, they had to push her to her death. The weight of her body was supposed to break her neck as she fell. People of that era were not ashamed and did not care what happened. Many people were allowed to help with the hanging. They would hang on her legs and arms, forcing the neck to be broken quicker. Adults and children would be present at this crucial punishment. At this time, the audience were not frightened or didn't care. The crucial punishment was like entertainment to them because they did not have much of anything to do. She appeared dead, and when she was sent to professor to be dissected, they then found her, and she was still breathing, and the professors wanted to bring her back to life after they found this. They would put hot liquid down her throat to show a gag reflex to determine whether or not to continue their so-called resurrection. She soon recovered from this horrific tragedy, and a couple of years later she was married and had 3 more children. I have spoken about Anne Green and how her hanging came about. The factors of her death were she became pregnant and the baby was a stillborn, and everyone thought she was the one that killed her. I have also spoken of what happened during her hanging and why people treated her. The people were allowed to hang on her and make her to die more quickly, and to make her have less pain. And finally, I have talked about how she was brought back from the dead and how the professors used many different methods of bringing her back. Her life was simple, but that Anne Green will always be known as the woman being hung by innocence and the woman who was brought back to life. My resources were www.whonamedit.com/doctor and the recoveries from NewYorkTimes.com/Anne Green. That's all.